Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is LT Pogue Mahone. I'm here bringing you my beginner's guide to Titanfall 2. Some of it's pretty basic tips, some of it not so basic. Hopefully there's something for everyone in the video. Also check out my previous videos where I talk about skills for all first-person shooters. Things that can help you in really any shooter. A lot of them do apply to Titanfall 2. And some of this was captured with my friend Hall. So definitely big thanks to him for playing with me, and hope you guys do enjoy a lot of weapon tips and different strategies. Alright, let's get started. First things first, when you're watching these tips, don't be too critical, because I'm not a pro Titanfall player. I just like playing games in general. So some of these might only be true for Titanfall, and some might be true for any shooter you play. Starting out, make sure you get a good setup. All your different loadouts, they need to be versatile, they need to be different, and they need to fit different needs. And you need a long range, you need a short range, you need an anti-Titan, you need any kind of playstyle that you think you might want to do or you might need in the middle of a match. The reason for that is, in the middle of a match, you're gonna die, and when you die, you can actually respawn and choose a different setup right after you respawn. And you'll see here I'm changing to a long gun after I was just killed, and the reason is because I realized, hey, I need to do some long gun stuff and stack bodies. And here you'll see me stacking some bodies with a long gun. So make sure you get those setups, make sure you have those different classes to fit different needs. Next up is movement. You'll see I was sliding there. Stay low and slow occasionally. Yes, the game lets you move very fast. Yes, it lets you jump around walls. But every now and then if you slow down, crouch, you never know what'll happen. Someone might even miss you and run right past you, give you an easy kill. When you start moving fast in the game, you show up a lot more. And we'll talk about movement a little bit more later. Next is Titans. Yes, there's Titans in Titanfall. Don't play peekaboo with them. You'll see I just shot that one guy. Well, guess what? He was waiting on me to come back. So, you play peekaboo with the Titan, good luck. And the reason is, these Titans are scared of you. Because in this game, you can deal massive amounts of damage. You'll see what I just did to that Titan. I took his soul from him. So, that's why they're going to regard you like a threat, because you are. Next up is don't ignore the Rift Raff. You'll see these guys I'm shooting. It's because I'm trying to earn my Titanfall, which I just did. I don't really play with the Titan that much in this game, but a lot of people do, and they're going to go after those guys. Next up is, you'll see I'm doing some movement, but it's planned movement, and we'll talk about that later. But if you need to go fast, remember, wall run. Next up is ADS. I preemptively aim down sights when I think there's going to be a bad guy, and it pays off a lot of times. Right there was 2 kills back to back. ADS, straight taking souls. That is not to say that ADS is the answer all the time. You have to be willing to fire from the hip and have a setup that lets you do so. In that situation, if I'd been ADSing, I would have been moving way too slow, and he would have picked up a kill, not me. In general, though, aiming down sights is going to give you an advantage and a quicker time to kill. That's just because of spread, and there's a whole lot of videos out there that explain ADS. I recommend doing it preemptively when you know or think there could be a bad guy. It's going to pay off for you. Next up's Titans. If you don't play with Titans, that's fine. Go ahead and call them in anyway, and set them to defense mode with the same button that you call them in. For me, it's down on the D-pad. You can set them to follow or defend a single location where they're standing. Also, if you're not in a Titan, realize there's going to be fights you can't take on. You'll see that guy. I immediately recognized I was outgunned. You need to get away from those guys and go pick on someone your own size. However, if you are in a class that's not prepared for a Titan, don't forget you can trade weapons. You'll see here I picked up an anti-Titan weapon that I'll talk about a little bit later, and I was able to put some fire down range. All I had in the slot was a handgun, so don't forget you can pick up weapons in this game. It can make you a threat. Most weapons have infinite ammo, but not most of the large caliber guns like the anti-Titan weapons. Alright, back to movement. I'm not jumping around the map. I'm not bouncing off walls randomly like that guy. I'm planning the route I'm going to take. I know where I have to be, so I do a delayed double jump, and then I run 2 walls, double jump again, and I'm able to cover a lot of ground very quickly in a safe manner to get to where I'm going. That's what the movement system's for. It's the difference between making it home or getting left behind. Speaking of weapons, let's talk a little bit about different playstyles. I was talking earlier about ADS. Yes, ADS is great. However, if you're not going to ADS, if you're not that kind of a player, you need to use a weapon that's suited to it. Here I'm using the car SMG because it allows me to run full speed and fire from the hip, which is a fun playstyle for me. I have to understand the weaknesses of the weapons and the strengths of the weapons. This weapon is amazing for a faster player. I'll talk a little bit more about weapons later, but understand that if you're going to snatch bodies, you got to have the right tool for the job. Of course, what would be better than a weapon that only performs well for its intended purpose would be a weapon that performs better all round. Like this gun, the car, I can shoot down the sights, I can shoot from the hip, all in the same magazine. It's a great weapon for that versatility. Let's talk about jumping on the backs of Titans. Yeah, if you pull the battery out of a Titan, it does a lot of damage, but if you keep doing it to every Titan you see, you're going to die quickly, a lot. Make sure you have an escape plan. In this case, I jumped into my Titan. Once you're in the Titan, make sure you understand that Titan's strengths, weaknesses, and definitely make sure you have an escape plan, because Titans are fragile in this game. You'll see here that I launch out of my Titan and then end up grabbing another battery off of another Titan. That's because I'm a badass. That's because I stack bodies from sun up to sundown. You're not going to be me. Don't even try. Let's look at the cloaking device. It's not that good. Don't use it. Don't be fooled by it. If you see someone cloaking, shoot some bullets at them. You'll find out if they're really there or not. You've got infinite ammo in this game. Let the bullets fly. Well, infinite ammo for primaries anyway. Your secondary weapons sometimes do have ammo limits. But in general, let those rounds go down range. See what happens. Alright, now we're on the Sidewinder. This is one of my favorite weapons because it gives you the versatility to fight infantry, like that poor chap. And it also gives you the ability to fight Titans. Best part about it is, it's in the primary weapon category, so it lets you have a slightly different build of character if you need one. Especially for you guys that like to use handguns a lot, and then you can have a Titan weapon in your primary slot. Weapons like the Sidewinder let that happen. You know what, let's start over with the weapons. I feel like we got off on a bad foot. This is an assault rifle, the R201. It's the first assault rifle in the game, and it stacks bodies morning, noon, and night. Doesn't matter if you're good or not. Doesn't matter if you're close or not. It's going to kill, and it's going to do it really quickly. This is the car SMG. It's my next favorite. You can fire from the hip and kill people at a full sprint. You saw it. Also, you can come around the corner and ADS and be fairly effective. That's why it's one of my favorite weapons. That's why it should be one of your favorite weapons. This is the Sidewinder. We talked about it. You just saw me evaporate a person, then shoot at a Titan. Titans, check. Spectres, check. Grunts, double check. But what about real players? Check and check. I love the Sidewinder, and the Sidewinder loves me. This is the charge rifle. If you're going to use it, take my advice, use charge hack. Don't use it against infantry. You'll see how poorly that goes for me. Charge hack allows you to fire it instantaneously with a slight damage drop off. Guess what? It still does a lot of damage to Titans. I mean, it really pisses them off. You're not going to be invited to any Titans Christmas party after you use this weapon. This is my favorite. It's the G5 semi-automatic assault rifle. It is the most amazing weapon in the game. It straight puts people's dicks in the dirt. It's got the fastest time to kill of any assault rifle, especially if you get a headshot in there. It's great long range, good short range, almost totally does away with the need for a sniper rifle. I've killed people across the map in 2 hits. It's amazing. Next up's the mag grenade launcher, the MGL, I believe. It's a magnetic grenade. It allows you to fire a grenade that will be attracted to a large metal object, like, I don't know, these guys. They don't like me very much, and they can kill me really quickly. So I can shoot the magnetic grenades through a window, and it'll just attract to the Titan. It's a great tool to put direct fire on a Titan without exposing yourself to direct damage. The next video is going to be all about inside the Titan, and actually what Titan you should pick. I hope you enjoyed the first video. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.